Yo, what is up? I want to talk about Shorekeeper. Okay, Shorekeeper's coming out here in, like 2 days, I think, something like that. Not even 2 days, 16 hours, very close. I literally had these ideas like a week ago, but I keep stalling out this video, but I'm gonna organize all my ideas right now, all my thoughts on Shorekeeper. So my thing with Shorekeeper, I think she's not strong enough. Now, what do I mean by that? She is almost the same tier as Verina, like just a little bit better. Now, she does have personal damage, which most people's Verinas don't have, but if you realistically think about it, most people with Shorekeeper are probably not going to have the damage, because I've seen a lot of misinformation on how you should be building Shorekeeper. Like, if someone's recommending you to build healing bonus on Shorekeeper, they're far gone. I gotta be honest. Their brain is far gone, I gotta be honest. But let's look over here. So I have my Shorekeeper build pre-prepped, if I get her. All these gadget games have the 50-50 system, so we'll see. But my Shorekeeper build, I have her set up to be doing 40 to 50k discernment damage, which is kind of crazy, But how often does she proc that, and how consistent, how smooth is that? That is a question to really be addressed here. But I did some calcs here. So pretty much I calced a Cheng Li dodge counter with my build and how much it would get buffed on Verina versus Shorekeeper. And if we look here, just so you can see it in a bigger picture here, we'll get both of these images on a bigger slide. Going like this. So as you can see, we have Verina on the left here, right? Giving my dodge counter combo 233k damage. And then on the right here, oh, that is not the picture, hold up. Shorekeeper is giving 237k damage. So you can see that's a 4k damage difference. Now, this is in a vacuum, obviously. There's a lot of things that can happen inside a tower, multiple things. That's why I did just one dodge counter as an example. So this would be every dodge counter combo I get off, let's say, Shorekeeper, let's say I get like 4 dodge counter combos off to Shorekeeper, okay, she'd be adding 16k more damage. That's still not crazy enough for me, I have to be honest. As a limited rate up character, I feel like she should be significantly better than Verina. Now, let's see why this is the case, though. That Shorekeeper does only add this amount of value to Cheng Li here. So if we go back to my notes here, right? If we compare them, one of the big things Shorekeeper doesn't have, and I don't know why they did this, is Shorekeeper has no attack buffs in her base kit. And you would say, oh, maybe you think attack's not that crazy or anything, but there's actually a lack of attack in the game, which is another reason Verina is so good. There's a big lack of attack in the game, just overall. I think characters have lower base attack as well, and then they scale high off of attack. So overall, there's a lack of attack percent in the game, right? And Verina gives you. So let's look at Verina's overall buffs here. Verina gives you a revive with the shield. That's unimportant. I just wanted to add it into the total gist of things. She gives you permanent 20% attack buff, perma 15% damage amp. If you're using healing set, which most people probably are, you're getting another 15% attack. And Verina, a very big thing on Verina that Shorekeeper needs to be able to match or outdo is her field time. Verina, I think a lot of people don't think about how Verina adds so much damage by the amount of toughness break damage she does, and Shorekeeper needs to be able to match this or do it better. And that's a huge thing. It's a very huge thing, because I think people underrate how much the toughness bar getting broke adds to your DPS. I think a lot of people don't keep that in mind. But yeah, this is Verina's buffs. Very simple here. You don't have to be crazy. Also, if you have Verina's C4 or something, I think she gives you another 40% attack buff, which is crazy. Now, Shorekeeper here. One thing I also want to add, by the way, is I'm saying a lot of this stuff assuming you have Verina already, because most people have chosen Verina and are getting Shorekeeper as an addition, Even in the live stream, they said, oh, people are going to give Verina a break. But my problem with giving Verina a break is is it worth your pools? Now, Shorekeeper's a baddie, Shorekeeper's a baddie. If you don't have Verina, obviously Shorekeeper will show a way higher boost to your account overall because you don't have the baseline being Verina. I think Shorekeeper's a baddie, you know, she's hot, she looks good. Her trailer, very solid. Her demo, I like that. You know, good music, all that. But in terms of, you know, a character, most people are probably pulling a character, you know, there's a casual person playing the character just to have the character, and then there's people pulling it for like tower, meta reason, stuff like that. You know, we got to keep that in mind, and that's where my critical, you know, my criticism comes in here. Anyways, going to what Shorekeeper, her pros and cons here, I guess. So you have to pool Shorekeeper, like I was talking about. Let's say 100 pools. Kuro has a pity of 80, so this is like pretty generous, I would say. This isn't max, you know. There's still 60 left you could have to do here. You know, she's hot, like I said before. Good looking character, very beautiful. So, Shorekeeper, she needs 250% ER to give you 12.5 crit and 25% crit damage. I don't know what the uptime of this is going to look like, as she is not released yet. But I'm assuming this should have permanent uptime. If this does not have permanent uptime, that is even worse. I'm not gonna lie. That is very bad if there's like uptime problems with this. I'm hoping there's not though. I'm hoping that this is good uptimes. From what they said in the live stream, you need characters to do outro skills, which means she like might not even be good with some people, because every character in the game is not good at charging their outro skill. Like, I don't know if she's going to be able to buff people giving outro skill and they didn't talk about that, or I don't know. But if you're running a team with people who don't generate their outro skill fast, and you need to have the outro skill, the level 2 version of her ult, to have these crit buffs, that's even worse, which makes her even weaker. But I'm hoping for the best, and she does not need to have some crazy, you know, some crazy min-max to uptime her buffs, you know, upkeep her buffs. Then second, if you're building Shorekeeper to get this ER, you do have to invest a lot to get this ER, which is something Verina doesn't have to do, by the way. Verina, as a level 1 character, gives you all this. Actually, that's misinformation. You need Verina's inherent skill. I don't remember if inherent skills are locked behind levels or not. If they're not, you need a level 1 Verina for this. If they are, then you need like whatever gives you the level for inherent skill. It's probably like level 60 or something, because if it's like Genshin, they get their first ascension at level 60 to 70, I'm pretty sure, or 70 to 80, one of those two. I think it's 60 to 70. So like Verina would be 60 to 70 ascension category or whatever. That's still barely any investment, just leveling the character. It's guaranteed versus you having to get all this stuff. Anyways, her inherent skills are useless. If you don't know what Shorekeeper's inherent skills are, it's like a little ER boost and then a revive. Same thing as Verina, you know, revive to shield, but Verina has the attack buff in her inherent skills. Shorekeeper, inherent skills are useless. I don't know why they did this. I have to be honest. Her inherent skills should definitely do something crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they even give characters useless inherent skills. There's a lot of characters in the game that have that. Let's look at, like, you know, Calculator, for example. Bro has a damage reduction when he's doing his Death Messenger. It's useless. Going back to my little note here that we have. If you want an attack buff, right, you have to be using the heal set or have her signature weapon. Her signature weapon, by the way, is also garbage. I don't think it's worth picking up at all. It is a very niche weapon, and only whales should be picking it up. If you don't know what her weapon does, her weapon gives you Concerto Gen, like same as Variation. On top of, similar to Variation, Concerto Gen, it gives you like 70% ER, so your ER quota isn't that, you know, that hard to match, which means I guess you could go like a Spectro Damage main stat piece to make your thing do like maybe 1k more damage, very unimportant. And then it has the team-wide 17 attack percent buff. This is the most disappointing buff I've ever seen. I don't know why that's a thing. Anyways, for signature weapons, it's crazy. That all it gives is pretty much ER and a energy, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, so as I was saying, for Shorekeeper, her signature weapon, they definitely need to boost it 100%. Her food, this is another unimportant thing, you know, you could ignore this. Her signature food is trash. I don't know, I'm just looking. This is overall my ideas on the Shorekeeper. She's just missing a lot. I feel like as a our first to heal a limited support, you know, actual full support character. Shorekeeper is a 100 support character. That's it. Like, that's about it. Now, oh, one thing I will add in. Shorekeeper does have personal damage. Now, the thing about Shorekeeper's personal damage, it's kind of weird. Shorekeeper's personal damage, we don't know how much this will be able to be procced, but on my build, for example, Shorekeeper is able to proc a 50k discernment. I think I juiced this a little bit though, so let's say 40 to 50k. I forgot what else I added into my calc for this. Let's say 40 to 50k. She has a guaranteed crit, by the way. Yeah, 40 to 50k discernment crit, however often she could proc this. Let's say you get 3 of these in battle, you'd have 150k, which, you know, that's not bad. You know, not bad, but I think it could be still stronger. You know, I don't know why her basic attack, everything in Shorekeeper's kit scales off of attack percent, and then just her intro skill scales off of HP. I don't know what they were cooking with that. So how I would fix the Shorekeeper, resistant shred, you know, I don't know, you know, she's a raid up character. Give her a resistant shred. There's like no one in the game that shreds resistance besides Cheng Li, but that's for herself. You know, there's no resistance shred that exists in the game. I feel like as the first raid up character, surely we could get like a resistance shredder or something. I don't know. Maybe vibration reduction, you know, add in something from like, you know, my guy Yanwu here. Yanwu's the only guy that does this. Yohu is also coming out and she's going to do that. I don't know why they make Yohu do that. You know, more off-field damage. This is questionable because there's no way to really know how much off-field damage she does right now. Her attack buff doesn't exist. Minimum, she should have an attack buff in her kit. I don't know how a raid up character doesn't have an attack buff. And you'll say, oh, she gives crit. Like I showed you before, 20 crit does not make that big of a difference. It makes 4k difference on a dodge combo. That's not crazy. Her revive, this is very unimportant. This is another just, but like Baiji, for example. So I was comparing to other characters in the, you know, that we currently have in the game. Like Baiji, for example, this is not to say Baiji's going to be anywhere near Shorekeeper because she would have to be near Verina, and she's not near Verina. But Baiji does have the 15% buff that Verina and Shorekeeper have. It's just that Baiji's is very hard to generate if you don't have variation, and she needs to get, she has way more field time. She has way more field time. But yeah, she has permanent 20% attack. You're probably using heal set on her for another, you know, percent attack. Her C5 gives her a full HP revive, and it's the same cooldown. All these characters' revives are on the same cooldown, by the way, so just keep that in mind. And Baiji also has a permanent 12% Glacio damage boost. Shorekeeper doesn't really give any damage boost besides her Concerto, so another thing they could have done, you know, a damage bonus, I don't know. Maybe a spectral damage bonus, I don't know. What the, like, there's so much more that could be in her kit. If we check Spectral Rover, this one's kind of a nitpick, I'm not gonna lie, just very niche. Most people don't have their Spectral Rover built like this. But let's say you were building your Spectral Rover as a support because they are more supportive compared to Havoc Rover. You know, they have a 10% Spectral Res Shred, they have a Time Slow, they have sub DPS, and they have Healing Set for 15% attack. You know, everyone is Healing Set though. Then we have Yohu. Yohu is looking to be a sub DPS. She has a 100% coordinated damage amp. Who thought this was okay for the 4-star to have this and the 5-star has the same one Verina passive? That's what I'm saying. Like, even if Shorekeeper had like 20% as her outro instead of 15%, that would still be a significant difference, but they didn't do that. She has the ability to reduce enemy vibration, and she also has a stance breaker, which is crazy. She has some sort of grouping. Now, these 3 are RNG, so, you know, they have like their, you know, however often they proc. We don't know until we, you know, can actually play her. And then healing set for attack. So, in conclusion of all this, Shorekeeper, she just doesn't look that good. Now, she looks amazing, but combat-wise, I think they could just do better. I think they could do better on Shorekeeper damage-wise. Let me know. Whole lot of yapping, whole lot of notepad talking. I don't want this to, you know, dissuade you from pulling for Shorekeeper, though. If you're pulling for Shorekeeper, you like her, you know, go pull her, you know. In all of these gacha games, just pull who you like. I'm just talking from a combat basis standpoint. they could make SHOREKEEPER way stronger. Easily. 100%. No doubt about it. Kinda underwhelming, but Gip here. It's my thoughts. I'll see you later. Goodbye.